So as you see this kind of wheel, what we're going to do is we're going to go through an entire cycle of every aspect we can look at using assistive technology. And again, I'm going to keep this very broad. I don't want to make this just about Gray Matters Alliance. I will throw a few things in, but this is a general talk about assistive technologies and what it can do. So there's many other companies. We work well with them. There's no such thing as a competitor in our business. It's about getting the job done and sharing our ideas and doing the best we can for individuals. So that being said, I'll call this our compass, if you will. I'm going to start with ADLs, activities of daily living, and these are your basic everyday life skills. So what can assistive technology do about that? First of all, we have embedded into our programs, it's not just giving someone a schedule that says, hey, it's time to do this, but it's about learning how to do that task, following step-by-step instructions or creating a customized video that will pop up when it's time to do that activity. So I don't care if it's taking out the trash, making a bed, doing laundry, money management, cooking, it's all those skills that involve wherever that person's at. I don't care what age. Our youngest client was 18 months old. Our oldest client currently is 97. So everywhere in between. It doesn't matter your living environment either. You could be in an ISL, you could be living at home with your parents, you could be learning to live alone in your own apartment for the first time. It doesn't matter the environment. We can create learning and at any level, at any age. Okay, so the next I want to talk about is commonly people don't think about assistive technology as health and medical monitoring. So we actually, in many of our companies, have the ability to do Bluetooth vitals. So someone takes their measurements and it gets kicked into our computer. And then it can send out alerts. So if you are diabetic and you take your blood sugars and they're out of the parameters we set in, we can set out alerts for those things. Seizure monitoring, alerts if someone's having a seizure. If you have CHF and there's a sudden weight gain, there's all these things that we can send automatic messages about as alerts and warning as things happen. So that's the important thing to remember is that everything in our world involving technology is all um, it's progressive. It's not sitting back and waiting for something to go wrong or waiting for that alert. It's proactive is the word I'm trying to say. So a lot of times we can set up these homes and these medical equipments and these things to alert us before you even have the opportunity to let us know that something's wrong. We already know it. Simple communication. So easy ways for someone to call for help and receive help within seconds. So um, what our tablet offers is two-way communication within the push of a button. And you can do that through the use of a pendant. You can do that through an SOS button. We have smartwatches. We have it built into our tablet, which I'll talk to you about the end um, a little bit, but being able to call for help very quickly, having something that's visual and audible, so you know, hey, I don't have to be able to know the number. I just see this face and I can press that face and it's going to call that person. If someone does receive an alert that the door opened up at a weird time of night or my medical vital is off, you can call in and um, be face to face with that individual in under 6 seconds. Um, so quick, easy communication. So if you are aphasic or poor vision or any other adherence, we want it to be very easy for you to be able to get help, call for help, or receive help really quickly. The other thing I'll talk about as a holistic approach is working with other disciplines. So when we look at a person, we look at, okay, what other services are they receiving that we can help advocate with and help them. So we work with OT, PT, speech, behavioral therapists. If you're trying to get a job and you're with Voc Rehab, we can set up, rules and job tasks and reminders. on how to do your job. If you're living at home for the first time or you're away at school, we have some that are in a specialty college programs that we've gotten assistive technology for to help them know their schedule, know where to go. We've helped with their reading comprehension through assistive technologies. If you can't learn written word and you're an audible learner, we have things to help you um, that will take a picture of any surface and it will read it back to you. So it could be a tablet, it could be your cell phone, it could be a computer. We've had people be able to respond to emails for the first time and respond to text for the first time because they could with they could hear what was being typed. So if you can't understand words, we have ways around that. But cognitive behavior, ABA programs, we deal a lot with. Just regular teachers. What do they have at school that they don't get to bring home, right? We can recreate that. We can put a communication device on there. We can work with that 4-year-old with autism, who needs speech therapy. So anyways, the idea is that we can customize around an individual, not only that, but make it fluid so that we can grow with them as they grow. So if I have a 4-year-old who's autistic and right now their main goal is communication, after they get that down and learn how to communicate, it's on to learning, it's on to school, it's on to job, it's on to all these other things where we will have them for the rest of their lives and be able to help them. I just turned 52 on the 15th, and these little 4-year-olds, these little kids that we have, I'm going to be dead and gone, and they'll still be using our stuff because they're going to grow up, they're going to learn how to live on their own, and they're going to have assistive technology to follow them through. Speaking of that, for smart home and people who are just maybe wanting to be left alone for a couple hours or night supports, if they have help during the day, but maybe don't need as much help at night, or, maybe they're living alone. That's kind of our specialty is helping people that are trying to be independent, for the first time. But it's got to start really with, hey, can I even stay alone for a couple hours without supervision? So, we have smart home automation we can put in that, again, the SOS buttons. We have smart stoves that will literally, you can remotely control a stove through your phone. Are they sleeping? What are their fall risks? We have something now, it's so new, it's not even on this yet, but there's these new things called presence sensors where you can actually map out your house and the individual shows up as a blue dot, and you can know, oh, they're laying in bed, oh, they're in the bathroom, they're sitting on the couch, oh, they're at the kitchen, or hey, they're standing at the stove and they're not supposed to be cooking. Elopement risk, autism. If they're standing at the front door, you want to be alerted that says, hey, they're at this area where they're an elopement risk, you should go check on them. But mom and dad, the biggest thing I hear is, man, I just love to be able to close two eyes at the same time. Or I'd be able to love to go get my hair cut or go to the grocery store without worrying. All those little things we can help with and at least work towards those goals, even if it's just little steps at a time.
I think this is a lot of information. I'm going to give you a chance to take a breath and just say, I love how many different ways you're talking about using technology. When you came to talk to us the last time, you were talking about how to use some of that, and it's a different sensor technology, but how you use stuff to set up a parameter in your yard for somebody that you're concerned might leave the yard, but you
Yep.
want them to have some freedom. Can you just briefly talk about that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that was my next point is
Oh,
community and community
okay.
safety. So again, work and how to's. I want to get a job, or I have poor reading comprehension. I need some help in this way. Day program, GPS tracking and locating. To know somebody is in a certain parameter and that they're safe. Or allowing the high school kid, to go to his high school football game without his parents having to come with him, but being able to communicate back and forth and know what's going on or call for help if you need it. to let that person walk down to the store and go get a candy bar on their own, to know if there was an accident or if they got lost or anything like that. So that, and the other one is low vision, blindness or deafness out in the community. So what can we do to help that? And AI has done some amazing things now, but we have technologies for low vision, blind, hard of hearing, deaf, to help with community safety as well. Cognitive behavioral. I mentioned before about working with other disciplines, but we have so many people that have a secondary diagnosis of anxiety, depression, maybe even PTSD. So taking care of wellness, mental health, mental wellness, is something that we really work hard on. And believe it or not, there's some very interesting assistive technologies that are out there now, that focus on building brain neuroplasticity, and finding those weakened areas that cause those areas in the brain, that depression, that anxiety, whatever. And we can actually use activities to help strengthen those areas to decrease a lot of that stuff. Um, we have things that mimic medicine, using electromagnetic pulses that regulate the body. And that's all considered assistive technology. That's not medicine. It's AT. Monitoring sleep and how are they sleeping. And everybody knows about our Z Pod beds for autism. We have this really cool sensory bed. It's called a Z Pod. Everybody just oohs and ahs over that one. But there's all kinds of solutions. So mental health can be treated with assistive technology. It's all about milestones. It's all about achieving goals, right? So we want to set those goals. We want to be involved in the ISP plans. We want to be involved in what are their goals now and what will their goals be later. So we want to be able to build and achieve milestones and apply those teaching tools, that will help an individual to succeed in whatever. I don't care how minute of a skill it is. It could be cooking an egg, or it could be living alone. It can be small or it can be large. And then lastly, the socialization and fun that we can provide. So a little trickery here. So I keep going back to my one in particular 4-year-old, that we have. She was crazy about this character called Coco Melon, and she was autistic, and her main goal was speech. And I love telling this story because it just shows the diversity and the fluidity that we can do in carrying on development of an individual. So we assessed this individual and found out that, man, she would light up if she saw or heard Coco Melon. So what did we do? We customized one of our own tablets to a Coco Melon tablet. So we had every video game, we had every movie, we had every puzzle, we had everything that had to do with Coco Melon on there. And guess what? She got to take it to the speech therapist. And the only time she got to use this special little treat of a tablet was when she was in speech therapy. So it was a goal. It gave her something like, I can't wait to go work with my Coco Melon tablet. She's kind of over that since then, and we have moved on into other developmental stages. So, there's a difference between what looks like a game to somebody else and what is actually therapeutic to a disciplinarian, someone who's in charge of training and teaching and modeling behaviors and those kind of things. But the ability to just really simply be able to call my grandma or call an aunt or an uncle and be face to face with them with a nice, easy touch of the button. You can download any music and games that you want. Another thing we did, we had a group home of 8 individuals, and it was co-ed, and there was ages from like mid 20s all the way up into their 90s. Our oldest gentleman happens to live in this house. Um, so there's 8 of them plus the staff 24/7. It's chaos. It is chaotic. So we were able to get them all a tablet that was customized around their needs, their likes, so they had a little world to go into and decompress. So if there was an argument going on or somebody was worked up, which would happen 24/7 there, they could go put on their headphones and disappear. They could watch their favorite game. They could watch their favorite movie, listen to their favorite music. They could call their family, and just it gave them a little world to hide into so they can decompress. But we also integrated these tablets so that they could all play games against each other, or they could have karaoke night. And so they could actually interact when they wanted to interact, but also disengage when they needed to disengage. Just don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, you can reach us on our website at graymattersalliance.com. It doesn't hurt you to ask a question. It doesn't hurt you to think you know that maybe I can help. It's free for me to find out if I can. So just all you have to do is not be afraid to ask. That's all.